You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Coming up, red tide putting a big dent in local business and tourism. Will tell you what fishermen are doing to make sure their catch is safe to eat.
Plus, how several Suncoast groups are teaming up to make sure that no students go hungry during the school year.
And the city of Venice celebrates not one, not two, but 3 state championship teams on the campus. We'll show you how. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. We have made it together to Friday.
We have. We made it another whole week, another end of the week, and students across the Suncoast, they have made it their first week of school. So, and parents too.
First week in the books, so to speak.
That is right. What's in the books for today, John Scalzi?
Well, you know what? It's not going to be too terribly bad. The morning commute should be just fine. There will be no rain showers around. It's going to be very similar to yesterday, I think. Showers and thunderstorms building in the afternoon along the sea breeze front and then drifting back to the coast. But for the morning commute, A-okay. No worries here. Temperatures are generally running about where they did yesterday, but the dew points are a little bit higher, so it feels a little muggier out there. And we have temperatures in the upper 70s near the coast, mid 70s in inland areas, maybe a degree or two warmer. As far as the forecast for the day goes, pretty similar to yesterday, about a 30% chance of afternoon showers. But that changes this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads and early issue there on 14th Street West. In fact, a hit-and-run accident at 57th Avenue at 17th Street. This is in the Bayshore Gardens area of Manatee County. We'll check on that with FHP. Also, 2 buildups in both directions on Cortez as well. Farther south, issue there on Clark Road, westbound around McIntosh, otherwise pretty clear. And then South County, some early buildup there as you go up 681 and join 75 in the southern Sarasota County area. Stephanie?
All right, thank you, Ray. Well, red tide continues to impact the Suncoast, and fishermen are definitely feeling those effects as well, trying to do their best in the situation. Now, fishermen in Cortez have been having to go out anywhere from 7 to 20 miles offshore just to get away from that toxic red tide in the area. Now, even though it's the worst they've seen in years, they say there actually are still a lot of great catches farther offshore, especially grouper and snapper in several occasions in that area. But despite what that business is still down for fishermen right now, some at least around 30%.
You can see the little bit of the disclarity of the iced tea looking water, and once we get out further than that, we got pure pristine blue waters. It's just like nothing's ever going on at all.
Fishermen will adapt just like the fish are. The fish are on the run. They've moved to the areas where the red tide isn't at, you know, so you've just got to adapt like anything and, you know, find where they're at and go get them.
Now, despite the red tide, the fish they are catching now are safe to eat. They're actually caught far away from the red tide and completely safe.
Red tide also leaving an impact on tourism here on the Suncoast as well. Dozens of people have canceled or changed their vacation plans in recent weeks here. Wedding planners have either had to make other arrangements or prepare how to deal with the side effects that come with red tide.
I was really upset at first, but then I realized, I was like, as long as he's standing in front of me, I don't care. Like, if people don't want to come because if it's stinking, I don't care. As long as he's standing in front of me. I just wanted my toes in the sand.
There you go. Wedding planners hope that red tide goes away by the fall and the busy season starts then. That's when it can become an even bigger issue, of course. And look at this new aerial view of the red tide near Venice Beach and Casey Key. You can see where the red tide is lingering there in the Gulf. Sarasota County has removed more than 127 tons of dead fish from public beaches and boat ramps this season.
An update now on a pool that's been closed all week because of the red tide. City of Sarasota officials say Lido Pool, as well as the surrounding pavilion and concessions, will remain closed through next week. Now, the pool closed on Tuesday because of the bad smell and the poor air quality in the area. And all that red tide is putting a damper on yet another event here on the Suncoast. This one, the 62nd annual Inglewood Pioneer Days. It actually kicked off back on July 13th and it runs through September 3rd. Now, it is one of the biggest events here on the Suncoast, but this year the popular Fish-a-thon, originally scheduled for August the 26th, has been canceled due to red tide concerns. The cardboard boat race has also been moved to the Ann Denver Memorial Park swimming pool instead. And of course, for all of our latest coverage of the red tide outbreak and to get answers to some of your most asked questions, all you have to do is head online to mysuncoast.com. Well, the first full week of school is almost over right here across the Suncoast. Some students will be heading home with a little something extra today.
Yeah, students without enough food at home will get to take home backpacks full of food that'll last until Monday. Marla Spence has details live in Manatee County. Marla?
Hey, good morning, guys. Sarasota County, a long list. Child goes home.
Some audio issues there with Marla. We'll check back with her shortly about that backpack program for some needy students in Manatee County.
That's right. Well, moving on, the city of Venice has unveiled the new Champions Way street sign in front of Venice High School.
The sign is the school's way of celebrating its state championship teams over the past year, including baseball, volleyball, and football. Here's the mayor of Venice.
Teams, we had football, we had volleyball, ladies volleyball, and we had baseball. But we also had some individuals, swimmers, weightlifters, wrestlers that did fantastic jobs. And we also have academic excellence. We have champions in academics. So this is really an honor to all the students at Venice High School.
Yeah, pretty amazing to have 3 championship teams.
Yeah, how unusual is that? I say celebrate it.
Yeah, quite a coup, that football team especially. And congratulations to all the winning teams at Venice High School. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a look back at the life and legacy of the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin.
And later in the hour, a man is attacked by a shark off the coast of Cape Cod. We're going to tell you why more of those sharks have been spotted closer to crowded beaches these days. But first, right now, let's head outside, take a look.
Yeah, there's our tower camera looking out there at the Rosemary District and looking south toward downtown Sarasota off in the distance. I peeked, I eavesdropped at John Scalzi's notes and charts, and he's checked the rain box this morning.
That's exactly right. There it is right there. We have rain checked on the drive time forecast due to the fact that on the drive home this afternoon, I think you may see a few scattered showers and a thunderstorm or two. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s at that point. But for the drive out this morning, everything looks good. Airport hub forecast looks great from the FAA. All airport hubs serving Sarasota International running on time and on schedule. Complete forecast coming up in just a few.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have a 76-degree air temperature outside. Dew point is at 74, excuse me, and because of the closeness of the temperature in dew point, relative humidity is high at 94%. So it feels a little bit sticky out there this morning. You'll notice that as you head out the door. North-northeast wind coming in at about 5. That easterly wind flow again colliding with the sea breeze in the afternoon. We'll throw into the mix a little trough of low pressure. Add it all together and you'll get about a 30% chance of showers near the coast as we head into the 3 p.m. hour. Not much of a chance during these morning hours. Now, that said, in inland areas along the interstate corridor, that rain chance goes up to about 50%. So there'll be some pretty good thunderstorms around, and as we head into the evening hours, they'll start to trend down. High pressure remains our dominant weather feature. A little trough of low pressure over on the east coast, a wind that comes in out of the east all day long today, and a sea breeze forming in response to daytime heating. That's the name of the game today. That's what's going to drive our weather. We'll get these showers building along the interstate and a few thunderstorms, some of them producing heavy rain, all of it drifting off to the east or to the northeast, or excuse me, to the west or to the northwest as they start to dissipate away. Now, over the course of the weekend, we're going to have a little bit of a change in that forecast. The basic pattern will remain the same. We'll still see the showers build inland and drift off to the northwest. High pressure anchored out in the Atlantic will still be a major weather driver for our forecast. But we're going to get a little bit of drier air in here that'll reduce our rain chances significantly as we head into Saturday. Sunday they go back up, but Saturday, the drier of our 2 weekend days. So the east wind continues, fewer weekend showers, and then that west wind that we have grown to become so accustomed to this summer season will return again as we head into probably Tuesday of next week. Now, this graph again shows the moisture available for producing rainfall. It's what we call precipitable water, the amount of moisture in the air that could precipitate out in the event of a thunderstorm or so. Here, redder is wetter. The drier air aloft is colorized in these blue contours. Watch what happens to this dry air just offshore as we head into Saturday. Moves right across our area, reducing our rain chances for Saturday, but then boom, the moisture returns very quickly on Sunday. So we get one day where our rain chance kind of drops down pretty well. Ernesto, still out in the Atlantic, still no issues really to any landmass currently, though on a trek that may eventually take it pretty close to Ireland. So they could get some pretty gusty gale force winds as they head into the weekend. But for the most part, this is a fish storm. And then the other area that we continue to monitor is this area of disturbed weather down to the south. This one has very little chance of developing, only a 20% chance over 5 days. And frankly, a lot of dry air, a lot of strong upper level winds, marginal water temperatures. Yeah, it doesn't look good for that particular cluster of storms. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll watch for a southeast wind at about 10 knots, turning southwest in the afternoon. We'll have a 91 for a daytime high today. Tomorrow about the same as we head into the weekend. That should be a 20% chance on Saturday. Oh, it is Saturday. Sunday, we go back up to a 50% chance. And then as we head into next week, we'll hold those rain chances fairly high at about 40 to 50% as the winds turn back west and the timing of the storms change. Morning storms along the coast for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then those storms drift inland in the afternoon. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Let's take a look outside and check on your morning commute. We do have one spot to already tell you about right there in Manatee County. 57th Avenue, there's been a hit-and-run accident at 17th Street. So there are some police cars that are on the scene right now blocking up one of those lanes. Again, 57th Avenue, there's been a hit-and-run accident at 17th Street, and that is in Manatee County. In the top half of Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad out there this morning, running pretty smooth so far. If you're headed a little bit farther south, 75 and 41, both of those are also okay at this hour. It is 5:15, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, she was the queen of soul, and ever since word about her death broke yesterday, everyone from fans to celebrities are paying tribute to Aretha Franklin.
ABC's Marcy Gonzalez looks back at the life of a music legend.
From the Queen of Soul's childhood home in Memphis to the Apollo Theater to her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Her legacy is written in my heart. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, bro. Respect.
Fans honoring Aretha Franklin around the world and beyond. NASA tweeting today it named an asteroid orbiting Mars after her. The iconic singer, whose career spanning 6 decades included nearly 100 hits on Billboard's R&B chart, 20 reaching #1, was the first woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
She's inducted before the Beatles, before the Stones, before so many other greats, and she truly was square at the center of great gospel music, great soul music, great rock and roll music.
Tributes to her outside of her childhood church.
Everybody here in Detroit is gonna miss her very much.
And online from her millions of admirers, among them Mariah Carey, Smokey Robinson, Tony Bennett, and Paul McCartney, tweeting, "The memory of her greatness as a musician and a fine human being will live with us forever." Aretha Franklin died Thursday of pancreatic cancer at the age of 76. Funeral plans are still being finalized. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
On to consumer news now. The auto industry is spending billions of dollars to develop self-driving cars.
So would you buy a self-driving car? Well, a new survey says nope. Yeah. The study shows we don't necessarily want the entire car to drive itself, but we do like those automatic features like braking and parking. Now, several recent accidents with those self-driving cars are behind the growing skepticism over the safety. But even those who don't know about the accidents are still not crazy about giving up control of their car completely.
More changes on the way for the troubled movie subscription service called MoviePass. Originally, it was for $9.95 a month, any movie you want to see once a day. But now a number of restrictions are in place, including which films are available, how many film subscribers can see per month. In July, MoviePass raised prices and limited subscribers to see a big movie until a few weeks later. They have since dropped their price increase. Stay tuned on this one.
Well, discount grocer Aldi, they're adding some new products to their aisles with a focus on more fresh, organic, and easy to prepare items to meet some of those changing consumer demands. Now, the existing Aldi stores, which are typically about 12,000 square feet, they're also going to expand to make way for bigger aisles and less cluttered shelves. All those changes are part of a $2 billion effort to give stores a more modern market feel, along with some more space.
And Florida will reimburse drivers charged bank fees after a major accounting malfunction earlier this year. Millions of toll transactions statewide got delayed as a result of a billing system upgrade. Some customers were even charged bank fees when they were finally processed. So FDOT says starting today, customers can start to ask for reimbursement for any penalties incurred.
That is on my to-do list today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It affected you?
Yeah, I got some extra fees on there.
Oh, yeah, take care of that.
It's been hard to try and fix that whole system, but they're working on it. Yeah. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, we're going to tell you when Google is expected to release their new smart speaker with its own video display.
And next half hour, details of 2 new phone scams Sarasota police are handling right now on the Suncoast. First, let's go out to San Francisco. Here's the Bay Bridge.
Oh, that's beautiful this morning.
That's the one that connects downtown San Francisco to Oakland. 57 degrees right there now. They'll see a high of 67. We'll see a high of 91 here in the Suncoast today. Chance of rain as usual. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart.
Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
Mascara adds depth to the eyes. Lipstick gives the mouth color and definition. And ALS paralyzes the body.
You look great, Mom. Thank you.
Slowly taking away the ability to move and eventually breathe.
Yesterday, we had a chance to go out to the community, to the Tiger Bay Luncheon.
We did. I like those. I get so much out of those. Discussing community events and politics, things in schools, security. Those are great meetings.
Yesterday was pro and con on single-member districts, which will be on the ballots this November, about in Sarasota County, whether you want to vote for. Should we in Sarasota vote for the Northport Commissioner and vice versa? Right. Or should there be single-member districts? Countywide or single, so that's up for a vote, and that's what we heard yesterday. There's also some pictures of that event yesterday. If you go to my Facebook page, Ray Collins, ABC7, you'll see a picture of the woman I spent all my time with during the day and the evening.
We title it, Raise Two Wives, kind of like My Three Sons, but just a different scenario.
I'm glad you two got along.
We do. I love your wife. She's delightful.
Erin is wonderful.
I'm going to marry her as well.
Everyone seems to want to. So there's our Facebook pages. Check them out. John also has some behind-the-scenes shots of what he looks like in his laboratory preparing your forecast every morning.
Safety goggles and all, folks. You can find it all online.
Nice.
Other things you can find, things that are caught on camera. Now, many of us have had that oops moment behind the wheel every day. But look at what happened to one unlucky driver in southern China. She took this car out for a ride at a BMW dealership, but when she meant to hit the brake, she accidentally just hit the gas instead. As you saw, it went right through the dealership window. Now, lucky for her, it was just a test drive, not her actual driving test.
I think she just bought that car.
I think so. Maybe part of the dealership. Here we go again.
Come in.
Ew, all the way in. I meant to hit the brakes.
Luckily, no one was injured.
Nope, not a bit. Everybody got out of the way.
A lot of guys in white shirts rushed over in ties.
Yeah, let me help you. Let me make that sale.
Yes.
Well, America's biggest grocery store chain is testing the use of driverless cars to deliver your groceries.
The story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Kroger is testing a driverless grocery delivery service in Arizona.
The nation's largest grocery chain is teaming up with self-driving car startup Nuro for the service. There is no minimum order, but there is a flat delivery fee of $5.95. For the first time in iPhone history, the second-generation iPhone X may soon come equipped with its own stylus.
More than a decade after Steve Jobs famously said, "If you need a stylus, you've already failed," reports now suggest that the upcoming iPhone will be compatible with Apple Pencil. And just in time for the holiday shopping season, Google is set to debut a smart speaker with a video display.
Reports suggest the new product will be similar to the Amazon Echo Show. It's still likely to rely on voice commands, but also enable users to play YouTube videos, check their calendars, and look at maps.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Sherwin-Williams Paint.
Brighten your home during the 4-day Love for Color sale. Ask Sherwin-Williams August 17th through the 20th and get 35% off paints and stains. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
I've got to tell you something important. It's not going to be easy. Quicksilver earns you unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Actually, that's super easy. My bad.
Managing blood sugar is not a marathon. It's a series of smart choices. And when you replace one meal or snack a day with Glucerna, made with Carb Steady to help minimize blood sugar spikes, you can really feel it. Glucerna, everyday progress.
So you have your headphones, chair, and your laptop, 24/7 tech support.
Yep, thanks guys. I think he might need some support.
Yes.
Start them off right with the school supplies they need at low prices all summer long, like these for only 25 cents at Office Depot Office Max.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Coming up, a Colorado family is in chaos this morning after a father and husband admits to killing his wife and kids after days of begging for their return on camera. We'll have the latest.
Plus, new details and new video involving that fatal pedestrian bridge collapse earlier this year in Miami.
And what led to this Sarasota County deputy arresting a man on horseback outside of a gas station. We will explain those stories and your Friday forecast right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Doing more than horsing around, apparently. Allegedly.
So early in the morning for Ray Collins' shows.
It's Friday.
It's 5:30 on Friday morning. Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi is in place to tell you all about your weekend forecast.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for us, too. We'll get a little bit more sunshine, I think, and a little less rainfall as we head into Saturday. Quiet right now on the radar in west central Florida. I don't think we'll see a whole lot of rainfall along our roadways for your morning commute, but on the way home, you're likely to see a shower or two. Temperatures are running about where they were yesterday. A little bit more muggy, though. I think you'll notice that as you head out the door. If you look at the temperature difference over 24 hours, it's basically the same. A degree or two warmer, perhaps. That's about it. Temperatures across the area will climb to near 90. You'll have about a 30% chance of rain later today. We'll talk about the weekend forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you then, John. Let's check the roads. Look at that Cortez way out there as you head eastbound off the bridges there. You'll see an early delay. Not sure why. Also, let's check the northern half now of Sarasota County. No major problems. A little red there, 41 southbound after you cross over Stickney Point Road and head down toward Sarasota Commons area. And then farther south, wide open, no problems to speak of at 5:31 on your Friday morning. New developments out of Colorado and the disappearance of a pregnant mother and her 2 young daughters.
Now, for days, their husband and father begged for their safe return on camera to news crews. Then an overnight confession that he had killed them. This morning, their bodies have now been found. ABC's Clayton Sandell has the latest.
Christopher Watts, who friends say wore the guise of devoted family man.
Why did you kill your wife and 2 children?
Now wears a jail jumpsuit, accused of murdering his wife and 2 daughters.
This is absolutely the worst possible outcome that any of us could imagine.
Watts being held in the deaths of 3-year-old Celeste, 4-year-old Bella, and his wife, 34-year-old Shanann.
I'm watching my kids have fun. Like, look. They're sitting there playing with Daddy.
The 3 reported missing Monday. On TV, Chris begged them to come home.
If you're out there, just come back.
Admitting he had words with his pregnant wife before she vanished.
We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that.
Wednesday night, police searched the family home for evidence. Watts is arrested. ABC affiliate Denver 7 reporting 2 law enforcement sources say he confessed. Amanda and Nick Thayer spent nearly every weekend with the Watts, their kids playing together. They believed Chris's story, even offering him a place to stay.
We feel so stupid about that now. Like, trusting him to stay the night in the same house as our daughter. I mean, I'll never let that go.
There is now a growing memorial outside the family home here. Officials say they have found Shanann's body and believe they know where the children are at as well. Formal murder charges are expected to be filed on Monday. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Frederick, Colorado.
New this morning, President Trump is going to have to wait a little longer for his military parade. After watching the Bastille Day parade in Paris last year, he said he wanted something similar for the U.S. A military parade was set to take place on Veterans Day in November, but the Pentagon now says it's postponing that parade until sometime next year. Now, they didn't offer a reason for the delay, but it could be because of the cost of putting on such an event. Now, some of the estimates of that parade are running as high as about $100 million, which critics say is too much.
A year-long state of emergency has now been declared after at least 39 people died in the collapse of a major bridge in Italy. 15 people were injured and at least 7 victims were pulled out of the rubble alive. The Italian Prime Minister declared the 12-month state of emergency as the 10,000 rescuers continued to work at the scene. Fears the remaining structure may collapse has led to the evacuation of about 600 neighbors who live near that bridge. Meantime, back in Florida, new video shows construction work being done on a South Florida pedestrian bridge shortly before it collapsed, killing 6 people earlier this year. This time-lapse video, released by Florida International University, shows the 4 construction workers using cranes to do the work on the bridge. Investigators are focused on the cracks in the south and north ends of the bridge near the university campus. The cracks were discovered in the days before the collapse of the bridge last March.
Well, now to the chaos in Cape Cod after a 61-year-old man was attacked by a shark there. Now, he says he was swimming about 30 feet offshore when he was bit, suffering puncture wounds to both his torso and his legs. A helicopter right here, as you can see, captured an image in just a moment of this shark lurking nearby just a few hours later. Now, the man's life was saved thanks to some quick-thinking action of heroic bystanders at the beach who were able to rush into the water and help.
My brothers had said someone had been attacked by a shark. We actually just graduated from Boston College's nursing school, so we were like, okay, let's go.
Now, several shark sightings have been reported in the area over the past few days. Experts there believe it is due to an increase of seals that are being found near the Cape.
Sarasota police are warning of 2 phone scams happening right now in the city. One scam involves a person saying they're with the police department and asking for donations. Another involves somebody who claims to be a police lieutenant and tells people there's a warrant for their arrest and they'll be arrested if they don't send a payment. Now, police say they never ask for money over the phone or request personal financial information.
Well, the future is looking brighter in Samoset with talks of adding lights throughout the town to help with some public safety. Manatee County commissioners held a workshop earlier this week discussing how a pilot project there could work. As of now, the only lights in the town is if the residents or business owners put them on themselves. Usually at least 2/3 of neighborhood support is needed to go ahead with the project, but commissioners there decided to change the rules for this project. The county also says they hope to partner up with Florida Power and Light to provide lower costs for residents.
We will put the poles up in a partnership with FPL, do our infrastructure tax that we pass the citizens. The bill will be paid by the residents of $2.50 a month.
Now, the county plans to hold a public community meeting to inform people about the lights before holding their official vote, which should be before the end of the year.
Also in Manatee County, the school district is certifying more guardians to patrol schools around the county. More than 80% of these guardians are retired from a career in military or law enforcement, and that's why the district was confident these guardians could get through training in just under a month.
They are here, they are trained, well trained, and they are there to protect our children, and that is very serious to them, and I know that they will do an outstanding job.
Eventually, all of Manatee County's schools will have a guardian on campus. The next round of guardians will start their training within the next Monday, and could be in schools by October.
A Sarasota County deputy on horseback arrested a man attempting to steal from a gas station. Check this out. Tom Hubbard allegedly tried to take 2 Four Locos without paying for them at a Suncoast station. That's when Mounted Patrol responded to the scene and had Hubbard in handcuffs within minutes. The sheriff's office wrote this on their Facebook page, quote, moral of the story, you're beyond loco if you think your crimes and our horses won't catch up with you. Ray, did you write that joke?
No,
I didn't. Are you working for the Sarasota Police now?
I'm freelancing, yes. I would like to take credit for that.
All right.
Very nice. Why the long face?
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Stable conditions.
Oh,
Still ahead,
my God.
A closer look at how local groups are supplying some students with food for the weekend.
And why a new report suggests that some popular baby foods may actually contain traces of metal. After this, but first, you are taking a live look outside. A beautiful Friday morning shaping up here, right?
Yeah, it looks nice. Beautiful lights off in the distance looking south at the city, downtown Sarasota. Let's get the forecast now from John Skolzer.
Looks good at the bus stops this morning, 77 degrees as you head the kids out the door with mostly dry skies across the area. On the way home, there will be a few inland storms brewing around the interstate corridor, but about a 10 out of 10 chance of getting an outside recess today. Should be a beautiful afternoon, warm, partly sunny, and then watch for just a few of those inland storms building. Again, like yesterday, some of them could produce thunder and lightning. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in just a few.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have a 76-degree air temperature and a dew point coming in pretty close to it at 74. So the combination of those two temperatures close together bring us a relatively high humidity coming in at 94%. Pressure is at 30.15. It's high pressure. In fact, will be our dominant weather feature through the weekend, driving our weather. And an east-northeast wind comes in at about 5. Progressing through the morning, we won't see much rainfall, but as we head into the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms will start to pop up along our sea breeze front, just as they've done for the last couple of days since we switched over to that easterly wind flow. And that'll be with us tomorrow as well, but slight changes coming up for the weekend forecast. 30% chance lingers to about 7 o'clock tonight. High pressure, the dominant weather feature in the Atlantic. The easterly wind flow around the underbelly of that high continues. A little trough of low pressure approaches the other coastline, but it's weak and it will fall apart as it moves across the state. Sea breeze builds in kind of response to our daytime heating, and we end up with that line of showers in inland areas that will generally lift off to the north or to the northwest. So it may tag the coastline, but the majority of the rain is going to be falling in inland areas, just as it has been over the last several days. East wind continuing through the weekend. Fewer weekend showers, at least for half of the weekend. And we'll watch the west wind returning next week, a pattern that we've become familiar with this summer. Here's our futurecast. Put it into motion. You'll watch most of the day spent rain-free till the afternoon when a line of showers begins to develop. There won't be a lot of them around, but there will be a few. 30% rain chance, and some of them could be thunderstorms, producing some fairly heavy rainfall. Then everything kind of just fades away as we head into the evening. Ernesto, now a tropical storm, headed up toward Ireland of all places as a gale force storm. will lose its tropical characteristics probably later in the day. Forecast looks like this. We'll have a daytime high today that tops out at about 91. So on the waters might be the place to be. Southeast wind coming in at about 10 knots, turning a little more easterly during the overnight. 2-foot seas and a light chop on your bay and inland waters. Water temperature now at 88 degrees. We'll continue to watch for that sea breeze to build again tomorrow, but some slightly drier air moving in will reduce our rain chance on Saturday to only about 20%. And there'll be some more sunshine around as well. Temperatures will rise just a little bit in response to the a little bit fewer thunderstorms that will be around to cool us off. So we'll keep our temperatures at about 92 on Sunday as well, but we'll start to return our afternoon showers, and through next week, moisture returns and showers remain seasonable. Shower chances. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. Let's take a look out and check your first alert traffic. Starting off in Manatee County, those roads are looking pretty decent at this hour. No real bumps or delays. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads are also looking pretty good around this time of morning too. No real issues there. And if you're headed south, 75 and 41 running smoothly at this hour. It is 5:45, and that's your first alert traffic. Well, the first full week of school is almost over, and today some students will be heading into the weekend with a little something extra.
Students without enough food at home will receive backpacks full of food for the weekend. Marla Spence explains this program. She's live right now in Manatee County. Marla?
Hey guys, Manatee County and Sarasota County school districts, along with a long list of nonprofit organizations, are making sure no child goes home hungry, especially those students who were able to eat throughout the summer thanks to summer feeding programs. Today, as those students complete their first week of school and they head home for the weekend, they'll also be going home with a backpack full of food. Now, Manatee County School District partners with several local nonprofits, while Sarasota County Schools partners with All Faiths Food Bank. Now, both counties are not only responsible for providing food during the school year with backpacks, but also food during the summer. Now, we're told the summer feeding program in Manatee County served food at 59 sites and fed 200,000 meals to students this summer. As for All Faiths Food Bank, a spokesperson tells me that they are still tallying how many students were fed in not only Sarasota County, but also DeSoto County. We spoke to the director of food and nutrition for Manatee County Schools. She tells us why sending students home with backpacks of food is so important.
A lot of hungry kids come back to school. That's true throughout the school year, especially on Mondays, where students may not have food available to them over the weekend.
And today, many of those students will be going home for the weekend with those backpacks of food. We're told that this will continue throughout the school year up until the summer, when those students are able to participate in the summer feeding program. Once again, reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The number of measles cases in Pinellas County is now up to 3. Health officials say the 2 additional cases came up in a home where an unvaccinated child came down with the illness. The state says 2 individuals were not vaccinated. That's now 3 cases in the past 3 days, all in Pinellas County. Health officials are working to notify others who may have been exposed.
Now to a parenting alert you need to hear involving packaged baby foods. Consumer Reports tested dozens of popular brands for traces of heavy metals like lead and arsenic. The bad news, they found at least 1 of these metals in all of the samples that they tested. Now, they say products containing rice and sweet potatoes had higher levels of 1 or more of the heavy metals, especially inorganic arsenic. Now, Consumer Reports recommends that parents should give children a variety of different foods and then rotate the options to maintain a balance and limit the risk of any long-term exposure to those metals. Well, Manatee County had big plans for the premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch before paying more than $5 million for it. But now some changes are driving that price tag even higher.
Our Adam Cellini explains.
This multi-million-dollar soccer haven in Lakewood Ranch just got pricier. Now that Manatee County tourism officials want to double the size of a new meeting center on the north end of the premier sports campus.
When we purchased it, we knew that we needed a building for sure, but weren't sure the size of the amenities.
Sean Walter, director of sports at the Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, says estimates grew from $800,000 to $1.3 million after talking to top clients like U.S. Soccer, who were spending hundreds of thousands on tents to escape the Florida sun.
We knew that in order to draw more business and enhance what we do, we needed extra facilities out here in infrastructure.
The new building provides indoor space for meetings, restrooms, concessions, but most importantly, medical attention.
If someone got hurt and they want to bring them the air conditioning, whether heat exhaustion or just need to get them out of the sun, we now have a medical room that can provide that.
The Bureau will ask the county to use tourist development tax revenue to cover the added cost. The same money tapped for daily red tide cleanup on public beaches, which locals say is paying off.
We're not really having any problems with any bad smells. Hats off to the county. They've been working very, very hard to keep our beaches very clean.
And Walter says he'll work hard to replace those dollars.
The more facilities infrastructure we have, we can leverage more business and fill those hotels. Filling those hotels is what provides the TDT money or the tax money. So it's a win-win for everybody.
In Lakewood Ranch, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Looking ahead to the weekend, the Baltimore Orioles want you to bring your dog to Ed Smith Stadium tomorrow for Paws at the Park. Fans are invited to come by and watch a minor league game with their dog, enter a doggy costume contest, make a memory in the free photo booth, and also learn about pet adoption opportunities. Fans are also encouraged to bring a donation of unopened pet food for the Humane Society of Sarasota. The game is free and starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Wow, a lot of barking dogs tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Good program over there.
Now, if you go and you don't have a dog with you, it's kind of rough. 5:51 right now.
Wow, still ahead. More Ray Collins jokes and your Suncoast headlines. But first, you are looking live. That is a beautiful Capitol shot out there this morning.
Looks like a postcard there.
It does, especially the lights going behind it. Very
well
cool.
Illuminated.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
Welcome back. It's 5:54, and here are the top stories that we're following for you today.
A Sarasota County judge has reportedly reduced a nearly $50 million judgment against the city of Sarasota down to about $1.5 million. The case involves a breach of contract case. The city used a different developer for the Palm Avenue parking garage.
Plus, Florida will reimburse drivers charged bank fees after a major accounting malfunction with SunPass earlier this summer. Millions of toll transactions got delayed because of the billing system upgrade. Some customers were even charged all kinds of fees when they were processed. FDOT says they will reimburse you.
And 2 new phone scams in Sarasota. One involves a person saying they're with the police department and asking for donations. The other involves someone who claims to be a police lieutenant and tells people there's a warrant for their arrest and they'll be arrested if they don't send a payment. Don't fall for it.
No, do not fall for it, but do fall for John Scalzi's forecast.
You'll like it, I promise. Over the weekend, things look pretty good, I think. Even today, the things will probably end up with a day very similar to yesterday. The showers will follow the same pattern. The timing will be about the same. Daytime highs will be about the same. We'll watch the storms build inland and gradually drift either north or northwest, maybe tagging the coast. Drier weather, however, comes into the picture by tomorrow, and so far the tropics look absolutely great in terms of weather for the state of Florida. We don't have any worries as we move through the weekend. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in about 5 minutes, including what's going on with red tide. Back to you guys.
Oh yeah, red tide. I'll talk about that soon. Well, this year high school football has a twist in Sarasota County. Extra security. Extra security.
Lots of new regulations in place, not just during the school days, but it's all translating into school events, activities, and also school sports as well.
Football. Okay, more news in 2 minutes here on ABC 7. Stay with us.